Hey, what up, y'all? Mr. Cruz here, your friendly neighborhood producer, back with another video. And in today's video, we're taking a look at the kiss of shame. Let's get it. So aside from being a plugin named after that time I made out with some girl that I had met at a club right before the lights came on,
Your face? Yeah. It's bad.
this plugin is really like a tape degradation plugin. So it's very different than your typical like saturation or like tape stop effect kind of plugins. Before we get into it, let's take a look at some of the parameters that we have here. So we have your input knob and your output knob. If you click this little link button at the bottom of each one, it'll sync them together so that way turning one of them up will turn the other one down. So if I turn this one all the way up and this one all the way down, and then I'll link them, you'll see that it kind of like functions as like a blend knob, which we also have a blend knob here. So this is kind of controlling your mix. Here we have this print through. So this kind of adds a bleed through effect. I'm going to be honest, when I was experimenting with it, I didn't really notice much of a difference, but we can try it again and see what you think. And then we have two different tape simulations. This one apparently is from like the early 50s to 70s, and then this one is emulating the more modern type of production when it comes to using tape nowadays. I don't know. We have age here, and then we have the shame knob. We also have hiss. That this is going to add some like a little bit of noise into it, and y'all know how I feel about like adding noise when it doesn't really need it, and I think in the beat that we're going to be working with today, it doesn't really need it. And here you have different type of environments that you guys can kind of pick from. So we have nothing, studio closet, humid cellar, hot locker, Hurricane Sandy, and it just says environment. So it doesn't give us a lot of options in terms of presets, but we're going to still work with what we got. All right, so for this beat, we're going to be working with these bells right here. And in context, it sounds like this. All right, let's go ahead and throw this on our bells and see what we come up with. That was interesting. All right, I kind of like this environment one, but ultimately it really depends on how subtle you want that like that wow or that flutter effect into your sound, and that's ultimately going to be controlled by the shame knob and blend. Okay, so I like what we have here. Now I'm going to show you something that's really cool about this plugin that I thought was like pretty interesting, but the conflict is like I'm not really sure how you could automate something like this, which is kind of important when you're making beats and stuff like that and you're doing mixes. So here up at the top, like this graphic that we have up here at the top, you can touch the tape and it'll affect the sound. So I'm going to turn the blend knob all the way up and add more of the shame, and watch. All right, so according to the manual, it says that doing that will affect the sound. I'm personally not really hearing much of a difference. Maybe we don't have our settings right, which is cool, but all I'm saying is like, that's a really cool feature, but it's not really practical. Let's hear how all this stuff sounds in context with the beat though. All right, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really feeling this one. I think if you don't really have any kind of other like tape emulation kind of effects in your plugin database, this is probably a good one to start with. But overall, I think there's just a lot of other plugins that kind of do something similar to this that do it better. Still, you take a stab at it. You let me know what you think. But in my opinion, I'm probably going to delete this one as soon as I'm done with this video. Well, that's what I got for you guys. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think, or what other tape emulation plugin you've got in your arsenal that you think is better than this one. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Outside of that, it's your boy, Mr. Cruz. Out.